Once I split the electron, I go into he about whom naught may be said, which people variously call asampradnat samadhi, the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. But then too, I am pulled back again and again of past desires which bubble up from the surface of my mind's lake and pull the flying swan down again into the weeds of desire, illusion, delusion and error. I have fulfilled all my karma for this life. I have fulfilled all my desires, and nothing can tarnish the white wings of the swan that I am. And I take off and fly for a time being. And when I fly, a certain string is attached to me and to my spiritual umbilical cord. That string is now I have completed all my desires. I have no desires. I have no thought in my mind. But then I have a thought of many, many past lives. And those past lives, the stored impressions of those past lives which are called sanskars, they bubble up from the surface of my mind's lake to pull me down again into the lake of illusion, delusion and error, into the lake of the mind and matter of the universe. Then again the valiant yogi flies, this time a little higher than the next time. He flies higher and higher, only to be pulled down again from his Nirvikalpa Samadhi back to a state of material desires which were stored in his memory banks from past lives. And then again, repeatedly 1,000 times do we go into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and 1,000 times is the valiant yogi pulled down in this great battle of Kurukshetra. The Mahabharata is being fought between the soul and matter. The Mahabharata is between the mind and matter. And then the soul and the mind. This is the battle of the Mahabharata. Again the valiant soul flies into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, only to be pulled down after many, many hundreds of years back into desire by the mind. The mind has stored impressions, seeds of past life desires which bubble up from the surface of your mind's lake to pull the white swan of your soul back into the desire, the lake of desire, to make you fulfill that desire. And sometimes you defeat the desire by denying the temptation. Sometimes you fall to the desire by accepting the temptation. Each time you accept it, the thread becomes stronger. Each time you reject it, the thread becomes subtler. And so the swan flies higher and higher in from Sabikalpa Samadhi, that is from the state of relative Samadhi, to the naked singularity, the state beyond attributes and beyond relativity called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And so again and again, this shuttling from Sabikalpa to Nirvikalpa goes on with the swan of the soul and his great battle with Maya called the universal mind, until every shred and thought of his desire is exhausted in the consciousness, is clear and pure. And then he enters into the stage of Nirbij Samadhi. Nirbij Samadhi is a very high stage. And then God himself, the last coming, the Divine Mother, the sweet nurse of nature, she comes for the last time to wish her child goodbye. The Universal Mother stands as a cloud in front of him. This is called the Dharma Megh Samadhi. The last barrier is the goddess herself, separating you from the Father. And she comes and showers her blessings upon you. This is called the ultimate final Samadhi of the Dharma Megh Samadhi. The Vishwamitra, the Buddha and the Krishna have gone into this state of Samadhi. Not any old fellows like Darfree John and all these chaps who don't know what they're talking about. So when they go into this, then when she does that, the yogi wins his final gold of God. And this showering her blessings itself is the happening and the transition. And then she winds up all the mind and matter of the universe is wound up in a vortex. And she whirls herself into vanishing point and disappears. The yogi is eternal free. He has won his freedom. He is known as the eternal God, Ishwar Sanatan. He has crossed the rings past not and has entered the everywhere and the nowhere. He has entered the isness of the zero not zero, he about whom naught may be said. He has entered the state where he who knows it tells it not, and he who tells it knows it not. This is the state the yogi has entered, and therefore his idol worship has at this stage disappeared. So this is the story. This is your story, the journey of the soul to its parent source, the divine consciousness. Alak Niranjan Adesh. So prepared speeches come from the mind. Extempore speeches come from the right. Papi, you're very alert today, and what has happened? Have you had my share of tea or what? So I hope I have given you a satisfactory exposition. I know it's a very advanced nature of a thing, and this again, I know that I can speak freely because I trust in Mackie to edit it before Speedy Gonzalez puts it on the YouTube. So I think I see a smile of satisfaction on Dan's face. He says, now this is some material in America not to be gotten anywhere else. Huh? I don't know, it gets charged and inspired. It comes from the soul. So there's no preparation. So I'm pouring forth all I know. And I don't think I can give you better than this. It started from the 10 Commandments. Yes?
Question for the Kriya Yogi. The star and
That is the idol which you can use. The best idol that's the shape of the mind before liberation, penetrating it. And then see, where people say from Sabikalp, when you go to Nirvikalpa, you're liberated. No. There's a great tennis match, up and down, you're shuttled. The enlightened being is shuttled. So once they say, in other philosophies, you go into Nirvikalpa, you're enlightened. You are enlightened. You are, but you're not liberated. It's a long, assiduous process. And this part has never been explained in books very carefully and has neither been understood. So I hope nobody has missed this, because definitely I won't have the energy to repeat this whole thing again. So yes, follow the way of the purple star of the east, follow the way of the purple star of the east, follow the way of the purple star of the east. So you are naturally intellectual people, you are all scholars, you are all pandits, and plus you are yogis. Like Ranbir is a pandit and a yogi, a rare combination. He stopped shaking his left leg as soon as I gave him the compliment. That's what he needed, the tonic. The nervous energy has now fulfilled, and now he is at rest. So when you practice, you will feel the difference. And this will inspire you to practice. This will also inspire you to compare what I speak extempore with notes of other scriptures. Definitely, I'm open to you comparing it to any scriptures. Our deeper scriptures are definitely the Upanishads and the Vedantic teachings. And then there are teachings in the Christian religion, which I didn't find much in that. There was no philosophic explanation to my satisfaction. But the most thing I was impressed with is the Jewish teachings, which go pretty deep, the Zoroastrian teachings, which are pretty deep, and the explanations in books of Paramahansa Yogananda's Bhagavad Gita, which are very excellently put. So, all what I spoke to you now was the creme de la creme of what is called yoga. This is after Kundalini Yoga is finished. This is the true Raj Yoga. This is. I always like the Italian word. What do they say for raison d'être? They say ragione essere, something like that. Ragione essere. Ragione
d'essere.
Ragione d'essere. I like that. Italian is really good. Ragione d'essere. This is the Rajone de Saraya Yoga. Actually, the course is finished. We had a 10-day course, but you get a bonanza, and we come up with the best talk after the course is finished. I don't know. It's funny because that's why, and Ranveer knows the best that you cannot prepare or plan for Guru Nath, because he has been very frustrated in the beginning trying to plan. Okay, Guru Nath, let's get this. And so now he just doesn't ask me and plans it and does it, and then Guru Nath does what he has to do, and everything goes on fine.